Hi, and welcome to Anne-Marie's Workshop. My name is Anne-Marie, and I love to make things with joy. If you like to make things, you found the right place. Please like, subscribe, and share. Today is my Friday Sews Workshop Checkup red folder. All you teachers know what I mean, what I did this week. So, first of all, let's figure out what the forum topic is by the Sewers Creator Facebook group. Jenny Wessner started this Facebook group to facilitate talk between YouTube creators, other sewing creators, and she usually has a forum topic to start it off if you don't know how to start off your thing. Just something to talk about before you start talking about what you've been doing in your workshop. You don't have to have a workshop. You can have a tabletop. You can have a closet. You can have it under the bed. I've had all of those. All right, the topic is, if you could upgrade your primary machine, what would you choose? Well, I recently went looking for that. Not so much for my my primary sewing machine, because I have a few sewing machines, but my poor little Serger here. We're going to talk low because I really don't want my baby lock here to get upset. But I have been researching this Juki MO 2500 Sumato. Now, this is a beautiful machine. I've read lots of reviews on it. My only problem is that it was distributed in Europe. It's not sold. I've looked all over America, figuring when I went, I'd pick it up. But in the $1,700 range, I really don't want to ship it because in Jamaica, I would pay for the machine, and then I would pay the customs duty, which could come up to be about 40% of the cost of the machine. So the machine could come up to be over $2,000, and that's quite a lot for a Serger. Oh, but I can dream. It does so many things. I've watched the video. I will include the link on a card over here if you want to investigate this machine. But I have to get it in Europe. They don't have it here. My daughter travels to Europe quite a bit on business. We'll see. We'll see. I think I'm going to give it another year, though. She's still doing good, so we won't replace her yet. So as for what's going on around the workshop, let me see. Let me get a couple things. I have been, last week I cut out all of the sizes of this little dress because I thought I could use some of my scraps in my giant bins over there for my Dresser Girl Around the World dresses. So I cut them out in sizes 3 through 8. And what I'm doing is I've created a bag for each size. Like this is 8. And I went through my scrap pile and found fabric that I wanted to work with. And I cut them out in the sizes. So I haven't found anything for size 4 yet. But size 3 and size 8, isn't that cool? I think I have every piece. I think I can sew this by next week because all the pieces are in there. Now, I thought I found the right purple to go with this dress, but it's not. It's a blue. And then I cut out some checked eyelet that's embroidered. And I don't have enough for this. I'm looking for a pink that goes along with that. So it's kind of my solution to how I can do my dresses. I want to use my scraps, but I don't want to sacrifice how cute the dresses are because these girls are going to wear them and it's tied to their self-esteem. Now, last Friday, I cut out Berta 6065. This onesie I cut out for my brother and his girlfriend. I thought it would be cute. It's very chilly in Japan. I thought it'd be cool for them to watch their Netflix movies in their onesies. And I had found this fabric at, you know it, Pings. Why they have this fabric, I don't know. It's like 80 degrees here. But last Friday night, I'll make it rain or make it snow. Can you see it? Can you see the fluff fall? Y'all, So last Friday at my Friday Sews group, which is a Zoom group that I host on Friday night, the link is in my, it's in my vlog part of this channel. What do they call it again? Community. That's it. The word is community. Y'all, this gray hair is coming for me. Okay, it's in the community section, the link to the Zoom platform. If you care to join us on a Friday at 7 o'clock Eastern American time, we would love to talk to you while we sew in our rooms and everything. Well, they were with me while I cut this thing out. And one of my dearest subscribers was saying, girl, you're going to need a vacuum. And I was like, oh, I've got tile floors. I'm not going to need a vacuum. I had to go down and get the shop vac. There is little pieces of fluff everywhere. And she said, oh, you haven't even started to sew it yet. I was just cutting them out. So that's what we did last Friday evening. So that's another thing that I was working on this week. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to ignore this this coat behind me. This is on one of my 9 makes. I cut this out several years ago. I found this beautiful fabric at Hancock, which is no longer in business. I thought that the fabric was stunning and would make a wonderful Chanel style jacket. Now it does, but clearly something everybody else knew that I did not acknowledge. I cut this out years ago, but the more I handled it, the more I frayed. So it makes wonderful for this frayed edge part of the coat. That's delightful. And when it's done, I will show you the whole thing. But yesterday, I was in a marathon sewing this. I was trying to sew it so fast so that I could catch up with the raveling going on. Now, I made this Chanel style jacket in the Chanel style manner. In other words, I did the quilting on the fabric on the inside. And if I hadn't done it, I think I would have been left with one string left after I sewed this jacket. I'll show you what I mean. So this is the first Chanel style jacket I ever made, with the boucle knit, the handmade trim with the chain, and the quilting on the inside. This is not silk, it's kind of a faux silk. Silk makes me sweat for some reason. I guess I'm not high class. Anyway, so part of the technique that when Chanel creates their jackets is they stitch the boucle fabric to the lining so it doesn't have a lot of bulk and it feels comfortable and nice. So I wanted to treat this coat with the same method as I was sewing, as it was raveling. So I like to sew in maybe an hour and a half in the morning after my walk, but before like 9 o'clock, I was racing. I had to come back last night and sew it some more. I had to stitch the fronts to the back and do the inside facing. Before the inside facing disappeared, the only thing that was secure was the facing on the inside, because it was interface. That was the only thing that was secure. So the entire inside of the jacket needs to be secured because it is quilted, like the sleeve here, it's quilted. And then everything has to be covered. Everything has to be covered. On this one, I used a rickrack too. I'll tell you all about it later. It's a whole thing. But as you can see, I had to trim it. I have to keep an eye on it. Y'all, it is raveling as I speak. So that is the last thing I'm working on. I'm going to set these sleeves in and see if I can wrangle this coat into behaving itself. And I want to tell you about the challenge that I just received. Now, you know I love a challenge, and I'm trying to figure out in my head how I can run a challenge for for the stuff for my passion project, which is reversibility. But I haven't figured it out yet, y'all. Hopefully this year, but if not, next year. We'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, I got a Sarah challenge. Some of you may know my daughter Sarah comes to stay with me for I think she winters here. The sun and the relaxation, and she also has her own channel on self-massage, and I will give you a link to that below. She is just starting up, but she is really, really good. Anyway, she issued me a challenge. She said, Mom, she loved her romper so much. I will show you her in there. In that one, I have made various dresses and things for Sarah. I will insert some over here. But this is the challenge. Hashtag Sarah. Sarah's work. She said, Mom, I need 7 outfits, reversible, with pockets, rompers, dresses. I was like, whoa, that sounds interesting. Reversible, built-in pockets. You have to be able to, I'm sorry, the fluff guys, this flying in the air. It's still raining black fur in here. She says, I'd like things that I can work in, things that can go out on the streets and everything, and comfortable things. And they all have to fit in my backpack because my girl, she travels light. And I will insert a little short video here of how she travels when she was relocating back from the States coming here and was flying Spirit Airlines. It is my first video that had 37,000 views, and I will include it right here. All right, that's all the mischief I got up into this week. My dad had his doctor visit yesterday online. He's doing great. It's another Friday, and I'm glad to be here. I hope you're having a good time in your part of the world, and I hope you're getting to sow the things that you want to say. So it doesn't have to all be at once. It could be a couple of minutes a day. I promise you, stuff will pop out. I lived it for years, trust me. And I will be wrestling with this jacket, and I will see y'all next Friday. Y'all take care. Keep making.